What's up guys, it's Keyboard Kings, and in this video I'm going to be reviewing the GMMK Glorious Modular Mechanical Keyboard. So the GMMK is the world's first modular mechanical keyboard, and one of the great things about it, it's super customizable. It's also hot swappable, so whenever you want to change the switches out for new switches, it's super easy to do. You don't have to desolder or solder the switches. When you purchase this keyboard, you purchase everything separately, so you have to build it yourself. However, there is one on Amazon that has the Gateron brown switches that's pre-built. And one of the big benefits to purchasing that one is that you see on these key switches, there's no secondary buttons. So when you press the function button and then you press another key, they do something else. But you don't know what it does unless you have it memorized. But with the other keyboard, it'll tell you on the keycap. So in the box, you're going to get the gaming keyboard. You're going to get a keycap puller tool, which is on the back there. You can pull it out nice and easily. You get a switch puller tool, which basically looks like tweezers. I have them away in the box right now. They're just little tweezers. You get the Glorious escape key. You get the braided USB cable, and then you get the manual book. So the great thing about the GMMK is it's super customizable. I was able to customize the size, color, switches, keycaps, and even the layout, which is between ISO and ANSI. Which ANSI layout is what you're probably used to. Most people are used to that layout. And then the other one is the ISO, which is more popular in Europe. So if that's what you are used to, then that's an option. You can also choose the size of the keyboard. So you have large, TKL, and compact. And the large is just a standard keyboard with all the keys. And that one doesn't come with the detachable cable. So you see this one that you can plug in a cable. The large keyboard doesn't have that. It's all part of the keyboard. And then the TKL and the compact keyboard has the detachable cable. So that's a benefit to choosing one of those. Also, I think the compact keyboard looks a lot nicer, but I wanted the extra keys and I wanted the arrow keys, so that's why I went with the TKL. So with the switches, you can use any MX compatible switch. On the website, they have either Gateron or KL switches. I chose the Gateron red switches because I did a lot of research and everyone said that those linear switches are actually one of the best on the market. Even some people even said they're better than Cherry's red switches. That's why I went with those. So for the keycap selection, you just have basically two colors. You have the black and the white, but then also you can also choose the Aura version, which basically just makes the base around the cap see-through as well as the legends. So basically you have more RGB, but I didn't care about having that much RGB. I think just the legends are good enough, but if you want it to really shine, then that's an option. The keycaps are high quality ABS. They're not PBT plastic, but the ABS plastic that they use is higher quality than the standard ABS plastics. And then if you want, you can also purchase O-rings to go with your keyboard. So you have either 40A thick or thin version, or you have the 70A thick or thin version. Are GMMKs keycaps any good? From my experience, the keycaps are really good. Like I said, they're thick and made from better quality than what standard keyboards are made from. All the legends on the keycap are straight and centered, and they're see-through, so it's easy to see when you turn on. The RGB looks really nice. And then the keycaps they use are the Cherry profile keycaps, which a lot of people prefer that style. They're shorter and thicker. And there's also a slight curve on the top of the keycaps, which feels really nice when you're typing on it. So you have a few choices on the switches, like I said, and putting the switches on the keyboard is actually pretty easy. You have to line it up with the holes and just pop it in. You have to make sure you line it up perfectly, because if you miss those two holes with the pins of the key, then you'll end up bending the pins, which I actually ended up doing. I didn't realize until I had put it all together that about 15 of my switches, they weren't working when I went online and found a keyboard tester. You have to make sure that you line it up because it's really hard to get the switches out. The little tweezers things, they didn't work that good at pulling the switches out. I kind of had to force it in there and pop it out. It was just a lot of work. So you really want to make sure you get it right the first time. So while you're putting your switches on your keyboard, make sure you have a keyboard switch tester going so that you can use it as you're putting the switches on. And then just be really careful that as you're putting the switch on, you're getting it into the holes. Overall, from the actual typing experience of the switches, I really like these switches so far. It sounds nice, it feels nice, super smooth. So the power cable is just a 6-foot braided USB-C power cable. I can tell it's high quality, and you got plenty of room to, if you need to move your keyboard around, you got plenty of room. And then it's nice that it's detachable. If you have the TKL or compact version, it's a detachable cable, which is really nice. If you need to, I don't know, unplug it and move it around, either like I'm doing to show people, or if you need to move it out of the way so you can clean your desk or something. It's a nice thing to have. Plus, if you need to buy a new cable because yours breaks or you want to get a customized one, it's nice that it's detachable. It makes it a lot easier. So here's a quick rundown of just some of the features on this keyboard real quick. You have the pre-built keyboard, comes with the secondary icons printed on the keycaps. Using the GMMK software, you're able to create macros and assign them to any key that you wish. There is a light to indicate the nums lock, caps lock, and Windows lock. It's compatible with any MX switch you choose, such as Gateron and Cherry. It has collapsible rubber feet and a keycap puller attached to the keyboard. The keyboard has built-in stabilizers, so you don't have to worry about assembling them. The compact and TKL versions of the GMMK board have a detachable power cable, and the GMMK has full NK-RO N-key rollover, which basically means you can type as many keys as you want, and the computer's going to register them. A lot of keyboards you can only press like 3 or 4 keys, and any more than that, and it's not going to register. But with this keyboard, you can press pretty much as many keys as you want, and it should register all of them, which is great for gaming. So the GMMK software, so for a great keyboard, you also get a really nice software to go with it. It allows you to fully customize the RGB lighting. You can change the way it flashes, which keys are lit up, and also the brightness and stuff like that. You can also customize the polling rate for your keyboard, which is basically how many times the computer registers, checks to see if you're pressing a key. So it basically decreases the lag, but it also uses a lot of CPU power. So if you have a lower end PC, then you're going to want to decrease the polling rate in order to have a better performing computer, but you're also going to have more lag. So if you, on the other end, if you have a high end PC, then you're going to want to increase the polling rate to decrease the computer lag. It'll make you, if you're playing a multiplayer game, it'll make you more competitive. One question people wanted to know is, can you switch between GMMK profiles with the keyboard shortcut? Because you can assign different things to different keys and set them up to 3 different profiles with the GMMK software. Unfortunately, there's no button that you can press to switch between the profiles on the keyboard. The only way to do that is to open the software on your computer and then switch it from there. So in order to use the GMMK software, you just go to the download link, which I'll leave in the description box below, and you want to make sure you download the correct one. So you'll go find your SN number, and you want to look at the first 4 digits. It'll be right there, the first 4 digits of your SN number, and then that'll determine which software to download for your computer. And then if you have any other questions about it, I'll also leave a link in the description box below for the manual. So with the GMMK, with the function row keys, if you hold the function button and then press the top row of the F5 keys, there's some things that you can do. Unfortunately, those keys you can't change them with the GMMK software. Those are all stuck as they are. It's all just basic stuff like going to your computer or web browser calculator. I have an article on this keyboard that I'm going to leave in the description box below, and I have what all of them do. But the most important one is holding function in F10 and F11, because if you have the TKL or the compact, there's no volume buttons on the keyboard, but if you hold function in F10 and F11, then they function as the volume control. So, when you're gaming, it takes up the whole screen, so there's no way to change the volume unless you close out of your game or whatever. So it's nice to know those keys so that you can change your volume while playing your game. So 5 major drawbacks of this keyboard is that, of course, you have to build it yourself, but that to some people that might also be a pro, because it could be fun building a keyboard. It wasn't too bad, other than when I messed up with the switches and I had to take it all back, pull out, unbend the prongs on the switch, put it all together. That was a little bit of a headache, but other than that, it wasn't too bad. Another drawback is you only have 2 colors to choose from, so you only have white and black. So if you wanted a blue keyboard, a yellow keyboard, unfortunately that's not an option with the GMMK. You only have black or white. Also on the website, you only have the 2 switch choices. So you only have the option of KL or Gateron. It says that it works with any MX compatible switch, so it should work with Cherry and stuff like that. But if you want those switches, you're going to have to purchase them separately, which would end up costing you more money. Also, like I said, another negative is that if you want a full-size keyboard, you're going to have to give up on having the detachable cable, because only the TKL and the compact versions have the detachable cable. So that's a drawback in my opinion. And then the final thing is the price. Now, if you purchase the pre-built version on Amazon, it's like 20 or 30 bucks cheaper, I think, than the customized one. But if you want to have your own customized keys and layout and everything, it's going to cost you a pretty decent amount of money. But for my opinion, so far, it's definitely worth the price. So I think the GMMK was definitely money well spent. I love being able to choose the parts I want and get it customized exactly how I want and put everything together. The price really isn't that much if you think about what you're getting. I mean, it's a high quality keyboard. It's sturdy, strong. It's got high quality switches and keycaps. and this keyboard is definitely going to last a long time. And one of the best things also is the hot swappable switches. I mean, if any of these switches break, it's super easy to take them out, put a new one in. If you want this keyboard, I'm going to leave a link down below to the website where you can customize your own, which will not be an affiliate link. That will just be if you want to do that. And then another link I'll leave in the description box is the link to the pre-built version on Amazon, which will be an affiliate link. And so if you want the keycaps to have the second functions when you're holding the function key, like I said, that's a benefit to the Amazon. And then also you don't have to build it yourself, and it's slightly cheaper. So you might want to look at both of them, look at the official website, look at Amazon, compare them, and figure out which ones you want. But I'm going to leave the link down in the description box to both of those. So thanks for watching. If you like this video, leave a like and subscribe to my channel, Keyboard Kings.